Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in my classroom at my school, you are really going to be bummed by this, especially if you went to my elementary school. So, 6 years ago today, April 14th, 2016, at approximately 2:28 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the fire alarm went off in my elementary school. Right when I was getting in the classroom, coming out of gym, right when I got into the classroom, the fire alarm went off. And the fire alarms in that school on the inside were white circular ceiling mount EST Genesis horn strobes. And on the outside were Edwards EST Integrity horn strobes set on temporal. And I thought it was just another one of our monthly drills. But one of my assistant teachers said someone in our classroom pulled the alarm in the gymnasium that I just came out of and got into big trouble for it. The fire department had to come, the police had to come to our school, and they were not happy with that kid that did it. And after we came back inside the building after that, the school administrators of that building said this:
No.
Hey! Attention, all faculty and students. This was not a planned fire drill. Someone pulled the alarm and caused it to go off. And the person who did it needs to be in my office immediately. But thankfully, none of the fire alarms were tampered with as far as taking them off the wall or screwing them or unscrewing them. Get out of here! Get out of here, Carter.
Okay.
But the bad thing is someone did turn it on, which was not good. Oh, no! Wow. Stop it. Someone did turn it on, which was bad. Got into big trouble for it because there was no fire. Don't pull the fire alarm unless there is a real fire, or if you have permission to pull it for a fire drill or a fire alarm system test, or if you have your own fire alarm set up at home that doesn't contact the fire department, then it's fine to pull the fire alarm for those reasons. But if you're pulling the fire alarm for fun, just like this kid in my class in my elementary school did, that is not okay at all. Believe it or not, he risked other people's lives that day. He was the one responsible for someone's death. Not good. He created panic. He got in big trouble, but thankfully he was a minor, because if he were 18 years old or older and he did it, he would be locked up in jail by the police, because at this age, you should know better not to do this. I am pretty sure that in other elementary schools that many of my classmates went to, the same thing happened, where a kid would pull the alarm because they didn't know better. It was not just mine, it was others. And got into the same amount of trouble that this kid got into in my elementary school 6 years ago. Today. Unbelievable. I was really upset about that. I was not laughing when the alarm went off that day. I was not laughing because I knew it was serious. I knew what the person did was bad. Stop pulling fire alarms for fun. They are not toys. They are life safety devices. I cannot stand this crap. I really hate it when kids do this in schools. In my elementary school, this happened several times throughout the years because kids didn't know better. For all of these kids that like to pull fire alarms for fun, grow up and stop doing this right now, because it is not funny. This is very serious. This is stuff that is meant to be taken very seriously and scares other people and puts other lives at risk. Not good. Stop with this nonsense. These kids that pull fire alarms at school for fun should be suspended Heck, even expelled. They should be expelled for doing that. Like one of my classmates said, only the principal is in charge of setting off the alarm for the drills. Clearly, one of the kids that did it in my school were not told that. Unbelievable. Fire alarms are not toys. They are life safety devices. So never ever play with them. I am sick and tired of this fire alarm crap in a lot of schools where kids would mess with fire alarms in schools like this. These kids should be suspended, expelled. They are going to get sprayed with red ink. The fire department will come, and you'll be in big trouble, and they are going to have to pay a fine, and they are going to get arrested. But if they don't get arrested, they are going to get grounded by their parents. If they do that. The person that did it in my elementary school 6 years ago got grounded by his parents. I am in shock that he didn't get arrested. I am surprised that he didn't get arrested for doing this. Because he potentially could have. Because it is a criminal offense to pull a fire alarm in a public building without a fire or without authorization. And he ended up with this. Any person who maliciously activates a manual or automatic fire alarm in any building, regardless whether an emergency medical services vehicle or fire department's response or not, is guilty of a Class 1 misdemeanor. So that kid could have been charged with a Class 1 misdemeanor because that is how it is in Virginia. Code of Virginia. Yep, he got into serious trouble for doing that. He learned his lesson. Never pull fire alarms for fun. Never tamper with fire alarm equipment.